Alex Terrace here. So if you're watching this, this is a quick walkthrough video that is going to go over the AOScan mobile device. And what you're looking at right here is under one of the scans here. And it does more than actually scanning. So if you go back to the main menu here, and this is the interface designed for the mobile one, there was a desktop unit still being sold. It's quite a lot more higher priced. And the goal with designing the mobile was to preserve all the same functions, including adding some new ones, but being able to make it much more available for just a few $100s. So basically anybody could have access to this amazing technology. So this is an Android type of interface that's on a tablet or a mobile device, as I said. And it's just very easy to use the way that it's laid out. So there's different sorts of scans, and obviously the goal of those is to provide some health insights into yourself, family member, client, whoever. And then there are also some optimization modes. So I'm going to show you that in a second. And if you want, by the way, a more full walkthrough presentation, we have webinars, demos, all kinds of things, recorded videos. So just don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. So I myself, by the way, am somebody who does a lot of reviews and research on all kinds of equipment out there. So I've also done extensive comparisons over the years, this technology to other things out there. And this one's unique from the standpoint that if you did, for example, a vital scan, and I'm just going to refresh, or actually I'm going to pop right over here. So if you did a vital scan, it's going to be kind of like similar to kind of how you might see a blood panel and or some other metabolic panel. So there's a lot of stuff on here. Actually, it does meridians too, which is nice. So some acupuncturists do like that, or functional neurologists, stuff like that. Or if you're just trying to get some Chinese medicine perspective for yourself. But basically, yeah, it reads more like a lab panel. Certainly, we're not claiming that this is a medical lab panel by no means. This is a health tool, health assessment tool. And so it kind of reads like that. And if you click on any of these items, it does give you a description. Or you can do some Googling and learn on your own if you're not familiar with anything. And then you have a couple different views on these reports, usually, which are nice. This one's at a quicker glance. You can see what's out of balance, what needs to be tracked, basically. This is something that's going to be somewhere around like 85% accurate. If you track trends, though, meaning like multiple reports, and then you combine what is out of balance, then actually you can, in my experience and many others' experience, we feel it's actually like in the upper 90s, even like 99%. And, you know, when we say like 99%, 85%, compared to what? So basically, a lot of people and practitioners and you name it love using the tool because in minutes, non-invasively, you can get in all this data, and then basically you would take a closer look with your practitioner or for further types of, let's say, diagnostic testing. And you would know. It just narrows things down. I mean, think about all the different things. These are just looking at your organ systems. I mean, you forget like how many different areas of the body there are. You got vessels, you got ligaments, you got all kinds of stuff, right? Over time that could be affected. There's really quite nothing as far as, you know, how thorough this technology is and how detailed it is. And so that's kind of how you want to use it. You want to see the things that are most out of balance, need the most attention, the things that keep popping up, and then you want to do some deeper digging. And that's an incredible way to narrow things down from, you know, all the complexity in your body, all the potential things that you know or you don't know. And of course, we're questing and we're looking after what are the things that you don't know, right? And so, like, here's the body system scan. Here's the technology, by the way, what it looks like here. You have a tablet or you have a mobile device. These are like military grade, by the way, and they're designed at the factory to run this software. And there's a lot of kind of unique things about how this software works, and it requires a lot of processing power. And on this video, we're not going to get into like more of the how and the science, but the long story short is the headset that you wear actually is pinging from your brain into your nervous system. And so we're kind of listening, if you will, for specific frequencies that are coming back to the device and comparing them to what's stored away in the database. And So that's then how we're kind of creating a range of measurements. So this test is kind of looking over just, the more macro view of all the different areas of the body, that you want to pay attention to. And again, it's great to get some quick insights, and it's even more powerful to kind of track trends and see what keeps popping up. And then, if you, have some things that are concerning, maybe there's adrenal that pops up here, and then you go look at your vitals report, you see some more things related to the adrenals, so on and so forth. You see some hormonal things. Even if you don't have a bunch of a health background, you can go ask and find a practitioner and say, hey, I think there might be something going on. Here's my report. Let me email it to you. You can check it out. And so there is an email function with these reports, by the way. And then you can get some feedback that way. We also have a scan here that looks at, I think it's at least 1,000 different frequencies in your voice. And this is just an incredible tool. It's actually one of people's favorite tools. So it's basically looking at areas that are your body's kind of deficient in, so to speak. These different deficiencies in the body that can be caused by many things. It could be dietary, nutritional, emotional, and mental programs and patterns. All these things actually affect the resonance and depth, the octave ranges of your voice. There's actually a huge amount of research in this sort of kind of, let's call it voice analysis. And so what this does is it tracks that, it gives you the actual balancing note that you need more of, and you can actually listen to it on some music tracks. And so it's like a feedback loop. And then your brain starts to tune to it, and you can strengthen the missing frequency and note. And it also gives you a little bit of insights here as far as what's going on. You can combine it with some chromotherapy, some color therapy. And this particular scan, I actually combined it with the data that we were getting on the vitals report as well. So it's quite unique. This system can grab information about you in so many different ways and then combine it through different scans. And that's definitely another very unique thing about this system. So, you just quite simply log in, you create a client profile for yourself. It's honestly that simple. It's designed truly for the masses, whereas the original desktop system was maybe almost designed more for like a business practitioner type of person. And once they're loaded in here, the system connects with the person. Again, it is totally non-invasive. There's no microcurrent here or anything like that. And I'll show you a couple other things, and then we'll just wrap it up here. You can actually scan in. There's already some existing supplements and things in the library here, but you can actually scan in different supplements you're taking, and you can actually test yourself. So it actually will assess all those different aspects of your body that you saw on those different reports. Like here's the organ systems and stuff. So it's kind of like getting testing on all these different aspects and then comparing it to the different supplements and saying, hey, like based on all that other data in my body, what does my body really need right now, for maintaining optimal health and wellness? So that's a really cool feature. There's a lot of things we take on a daily basis that we don't always need. So there's different sorts of scans you can do throughout the day. And you can even input things like different sorts of modalities, different sorts of wellness equipment, different protocols. And you can actually test yourself on those too. So I'm not going to get too far into depth on like this section here, but there's just all kinds of different really powerful ways you can, in a more energy broadcasting sort of way, influence the nervous system, influence the brain, and actually have different sorts of effects on your well-being. And you can create custom playlists around that. And so I'd love to discuss more of those sorts of unique features. There is so much more here. I'm sure just watching this brief video, you just got a sense of kind of the breadth and the scope of what this technology can do. And the one last thing I'll share with you as well is that while there is ways of using this in person, of course, on yourself or on another person, there is also ways of using this system remotely as well. And that is another thing that sets this system or technology apart. So we do have a lot of people, including a lot of practitioners, that do, be it consultations or more like optimization sessions remotely. And the crazy thing is that now following up over years and years and years with people, It really seems to be that there is not much of a difference at all, no real detectable change in efficacy or effectiveness, whether a person is remote. And there are ways, of course, of connecting with that person remotely. We won't go over it on this particular video. But I just wanted to throw that out there because it's a tool that, it can benefit you. But because it can be used so versatilely, it can also benefit anyone anywhere. And I think that opens up, gosh, just so many different possibilities. So if you do have questions about this, you want to take a deeper dive, there's many ways to do that. There's even ways to demo this on your own ahead of purchasing it. So feel free to reach out. There's plenty of ways, as you'll see on the website, and we'd be happy to help you anytime. Thanks.